Hi, we're back on your screens this time around, still talking about the Happy Program impact stories. And we're all about job creation, value addition, skills development, and all that. And this is what we say when we mention Agri Impact. With me is the CEO of Agri Impact, Mr. Daniel Akweyi, to continue the conversation. This time around, we are talking about the lessons learned from the whole program itself, as well as maybe it could be that there will be other support for beneficiaries of the program. And that is what we are talking about today. My name is Mona Lisa Frimpong. Join our conversation. Mr. Dan, welcome back once again. This time around, we'd want to know with the training that maybe may have been done for beneficiaries and all that going forward, is there any sort of support that is given them?
Thank you very much. In Happy, I mentioned earlier that there is what we call pathways to sustained jobs, dignified and fulfilling. So for every model we roll out, there's a pathway. And that pathway is designed such that a young person who has started Happy should not end and say that, oh, I just came for training. Mm-hmm. Happy is not just a capacity building program. It's job creation program. In fact, we count job when the person has started earning.
Yes.
So until you earn. So in our indicators, we have outreach. Capacity building is just an outreach. But for youth in work, you must be earning income. So even if you go and you are producing rice and you've not started earning income, we don't consider it as job created. You must earn income, and that income should be 10% over, at least 10% over and above minimum wage. That is what we describe as you having job. There are a number of ways that people transition in Happy. One is what we call transitioning into scaling as an in-grower if you are in production. So you will start with 1 acre. You can move on and on as the anchor private sector partner expands, or government continues to expand infrastructure. You have the opportunity to also expand from 1 to 2 to 10. Another pathway is to expand into an outgrower. So we may have, let's say, an enclave that has 1,000 acres. After you going through 1 year, 2 years, you see that maybe you have a family land elsewhere, 10 acres, 20 acres, you want to go. You can go and establish it on your own. You can also go and establish it and feed into the existing aggregator and processor. So you become an outgrower. What kind of support is there for you? The Mastercard Foundation has rolled out another program called Access to Finance. Mm-hmm. And the Access to Finance, there are certain selected financial institutions that offer concessionary loan to young people. I think it is between 8 and 10% per annum on CD and not on dollar, as compared to what we all know in the industry, over 20-25% interest rate. So there is that financial support. Within Happy itself, we also built in financial support. In fact, today, we are launching one of the financial support programs that we rolled out, which is being implemented by TechnoServe, which is one of the partners. There are two. We have what we call catalytic fund and then micro grants. The micro grant, you get up to $500 as an injection into either you are starting something small or you are scaling. And that one is looking at small businesses. That's why we call it micro grants. So it's for micro enterprises. The catalytic fund is looking at SMEs. You may have an SME where $10,000 can be significant enough for the person to transform its operation. It could be technology, it could be refurbishing, it can also be capacity building, it can be working capital, depending upon the needs of that private sector or SME. Within the value chains that we are working in, you can get some catalytic support. So in terms of funding, we have access to finance, and then we have catalytic, and we have the micro grants. In terms of technical support, Agri Impact is there to continue to provide the technical support with the implementing partners. And in fact, in the program, they are service providers. We are training some of the young people who will take up service provision as business. Well, you can't, and that service provision as business is not only in production, aggregation. Aggregation is huge business opportunity. Transportation is huge. Logistics management is also there for young people too. Marketing, be it in-person, social media. Under eHappy, we are training social media influencers who can promote people who have produced agricultural products and they want to market. So you are a social media influencer. It is not only for cosmetic, it is not only for hair, it's not only for nails, it's not only for the restaurants are good because as people eat, they create more market for our farmers. But so you can also be a social media influencer for example, AVV rice, Nanes rice, or any of the locally branded rice. You can be an influencer. Akokopa, Aglo chicken, Happy chicken. You are a social media influencer. Use that platform to promote. And these arrangements can be made. So as you are promoting, they also pay you for the service that you are providing. So last year we trained about 300 young people who could be social influencers. And we are still going to do more. So that's also a business opportunity. Then I can mention earlier on the eHappy one. And even those who are doing the coding, the eHappy or e-learning center is providing, I think, 6 months to 1 year training for them. You come in person after that 1 year, they will still provide support for you till you are fully established. So this is also the support that we give to young people. The other support is where we train you to become employable. So you may not have the requisite skills, but by the time you will go through a whole cycle, production, processing, you have acquired skills that other agribusiness firms will come and hire you. And we already have that. We have a number of young people who have secured jobs as a result of going through the Happy program. But at the end of the day, our expectation is that anyone who comes to Happy ends up with dignified and fulfilling job. Sure. And not just having capacity. I mean, we are used to, I've gone for training here, or I've gone for training there. And so hot. You training and then you just come and say, well, it's part of the readiness, preparing yourself for the future. But we go the next stage of really ushering you into sustained jobs. Now that we have rolled out Happy, is there a possibility for us to scale? Yes, the possibility to scale is there. Who wouldn't want to scale and accelerate what has worked and what is making impacts? So it is there, and not only for the Mastercard Foundation, but other institutions, be it the 24-hour Economy Secretariat, the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Ministry of Agric, any development organization that is youth-centric and trying to create job opportunities for young people. Happy is there to scale. And we are working in 13 out of the 16 regions, and I think 56 out of over 200 districts. So there's still opportunity to scale to other districts and other areas. And there's opportunity to even add some of the promising value chains, especially those that can create jobs for young people, more importantly, young women.
Okay, so talking about scaling up, were there some surprises? I mean, even when you were doing it region by region or trying to scale it up across the whole country, were there any surprises or any twists or turns? If you could share.
Yes, we've seen surprises. One thing that fascinates me is the speed at which the private sector people are investing. The speed. We have a private sector anchor partner that had 600 outgrowers before Happy. In 1.5 years, he has over 20,000 outgrowers. So that is fascinating. Some of the systemic change, what did we provide? We have never given any private sector money for infrastructure. Never. Because the project does not support infrastructure development. But just some catalytic support in the form of starter packs. They go beyond the starter pack and invest more to create space. We have also seen situations where there is the general notion that young people don't like agric. It is true. Because sometimes you look at the nature of agriculture, it's not attractive enough. But for us, and under Happy, we are continuously seeing more young people coming into agric. How were we able to unlock job opportunities for over 160,000 young people in 1.5 years? If these young people were not interested in agric. So it depends on the design of the program. If it is one of something that you are giving to the young person, that person will come back to normally what we call square one, which is one. But if the young person can see a future in what he's doing, then they have the appetite to join. And as Agri Impact, beyond Happy, we are also into greenhouse production, and we manage the largest greenhouse production in the country. Initially, they said young people don't like agric. When we started greenhouse, we have more people than we can even take. Why? Because of the technology. So once you bring in technology to make it easier, and let me say it again, drudgery does not mean productivity. Sometimes we have a mindset that if you're a young man, then you have to go and till the land, you have to sweat, you have to do the, yes, they are there. But if there are simple tools that can do the work, you don't need the shoulders to do. And that is where if we want young people to come into the agri space, we should be looking at simple tools. Why should you use hoe and get about 4 people to do mounds for an acre of a land? in a day. When if you have a small tool, it can do 10 acres in a day. So we are talking about efficient use of time. And time is resource. So yes, being a macho and doing work that is normally, you say, oh, these people are very hard working. Look at the way their shoulders and this. We are looking at smart working.
Work smart, not hard.
Work smart. Yes, the work hard is there, but add smart to it. Working hard without being smart is like using a blunt knife or machete to cut a tree. You need a lot of energy. By just sharpening it, you reduce your time of cutting the tree by 60% or 70%. It will be cleaner and it will be less laborious. So these are the areas that we have identified as small tools, mechanizations are critical to attract young people into the agricultural space.
Sure. Then let's look at the next steps for the Happy program. I know that you've done a lot. So after impacting the lives of these beneficiaries, anything more that you're planning of doing? Well, I know it's a 4-year.
It's a 4-year program,
but I mean,
we
so
want
you've completed
to impact,
the first.
No, we are just 1.5 years.
1.5 years.
And we have achieved more than 50% of our targets. But we want to scale and do more. I mean, we are doing 326,000 jobs. We think that we can do over 1 million. So our target is to do either 1.3, 1.5 million by 2030. And we know that it is doable because we have the models. We know how to scale. If you are scaling, it's not wholesale. Now, whatever you were doing in the first phase, you multiply it times 3. No, you look at what was successful, what you can accelerate, and what you can scale, and what will be more impact driven. So we've documented all these lessons and we will use them in our scaling approach.
Even across Africa.
Yes, sure. What we are also trying to do as Agri Impact is to be multinational. Multinational firm. We have seen that space of having a multinational agribusiness firm, and that is what we are pushing for. As individuals and consultants within the firms, we've done consultancy services in over 30 countries in Africa. We are still providing services for 75 SMEs in the Caribbean.
It's impressive.
And we have impacted on millions of young people in the agricultural space. And we are poised to do more and go to other countries and have our presence felt there, replicating the successes of our greenhouse model. When we started the greenhouse model, people were saying that greenhouse is not profitable. We had a lot of people who came, they had international consultants who came to Ghana, did analysis and said greenhouse is not possible. Today, as we speak, young people who had 640 square meter greenhouses have fully paid Ghana Exim Bank and have bought more. And 640,000 square meters, which is less than a quarter of an acre, they are earning over 120,000 Ghana cedis a year. So look at someone who has one plot of land, and that one plot of land, he is doing greenhouse vegetables, and is earning him or her, let me use her, and is earning her, she's earning 120,000 Ghana cedis every year from a plot of land producing under greenhouse. Where else can you get this? So yes, we have young people who will say that agric is not sexy. But we also have people who have demonstrated that it is sexy enough and come on board. And we want to encourage all young people that agriculture offers great opportunities for them, and they should not shy away neither should they see it as laborious and tedious. Everything, learning is not cheap. If you think it is cheap, you can also go and try teaching. And every day that you have to prepare your lesson notes, and your supervisor will come and supervise your lesson notes, it is also not easy. So no profession is easy. So yes, we acknowledge the fact that agriculture is difficult and more difficult than the some other professions, but it's equally rewarding.
Yes.
And you will
Has
be
so much
happy.
gains.
Yes, you will be happy to become part of the young agribusiness train that is on wheels going. And that's the advice that we want to give to our young people. They can always reach out to Agri Impact through our website and our social media handles, and we'll offer them the opportunities that they are looking for within our resources and our capabilities.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. Danakwe. So for those of you thinking agric is not sexy, well, there you have it. It is very lucrative. It's just about having the right coaching, as Mr. Danakwe says. And for me being a journalist, I think at this point I may have to ditch my journalism career like a
Someone has done that.
and venture into rice farming. At
Yes.
this point, well, I think I'll do that. Thank you
Yes.
very much, Mr. Danakwe, for this revealing conversation. It is very educative. And sitting here as an administrator with the e-learning center, I have learned so much that I'm thinking of even switching careers. Wow. Anyway, the Happy program is all about creating jobs, building skills, like I said, and it's also all about innovation. And the conversation we just had is the Happy program impact stories, where we bring you the journey, the successes, and the progress and the gains made so far with this particular program. With me was the CEO of Agri Impact Limited, Mr. Danakwe. So we'll come your way next time with more impact stories from this program. My name is Mona Lisa Frimpong. All the best.
Thank you.